Money personality, is that connected to your regular personality? A little bit. Today we're going to be talking about how your money personality can be directly connected to your smart financial goals. What's up, guys? Welcome to Adulting with Esther. I'm Esther, and today we're going to be talking about some of the things that they don't teach you in school, like your money personality, how it connects to your values, and how to make smart financial goals. So, first we're going to start talking about what a money personality is. Many financial planners say that your money personality is a really important part of knowing about yourself because it dictates the choices you're going to make throughout your financial journey. Your money personality can be one of 5 different personalities. And those 5 types are spender, saver, security seeker, risk taker, and avoider. Let's talk about the spender. So the spender is a person who, like its name, likes to spend. It can typically be for themselves or for others. More often than not, the price doesn't really matter. It's the act of spending money that brings them joy. These people in this category sometimes need to plan a little bit more carefully about their budgets and be making sure that they are totally aware of the spending of which they're doing. Type number 2, the saver. So the saver typically saves money. Sometimes they have that name of cheap or frugal, but they're willing to cut costs at almost any corner. Typically we see savers couponing, we see savers waiting for someone else to pick up the tab at the dinner table. Savers are very aware of their finances and they want to hold on to as much as possible. A pro of being a saver is that they typically are never going to have any financial problems because they always have a stash pile somewhere. But a con is a lot of people might label a saver as cheap. Type number 3, the security seeker. Like the saver, they do like to put money away. However, they might not be as cheap in their methods of doing so. Their methodology behind their saving is that they need it for a rainy day and they will not spend it unless an absolute emergency comes along. A trait that you might see with some security seekers is that they forget that it's okay to have fun because they're so focused on saving their money. God, that might be me. Type number 4, the risk taker. Typically, we see these people in life all the time, and we see them in one of 2 ways. They're either rich or they're poor. Risk takers do what their name implies. They take risks. Now, the ones that are educated and understand financial literacy, which you could be because you're here now, they're the ones that are able to make investments that are practical and help them achieve their financial goals. However, the ones that don't understand their investments typically end up not in a good situation and took too much risk and end up broke. And the last type, the avoider. The avoider does, again, what the name implies. They don't like to think about money. It makes them uncomfortable, so they avoid it at all costs and take every effort to not think about it. Typically, we see avoiders have a steady income. They're doing what they're supposed to, but they don't like to think about the logistics about money. Maybe it stresses them out, and so they just don't think about it. They might live paycheck to paycheck, and they might have a little bit of savings. Typically, we see that avoiders just don't plan. Take a second and look down in the description below. Down there, I added a link where you can find your money personality. It's a quick quiz. Go ahead and take it when you're done with this. So why does this matter? Well, like I told you at the beginning, knowing your money personality can directly connect to how you treat, how you think about, and how you feel about your hard-earned cash. Now, don't worry. Your money personality is not final. It can change just like anything else. But the first step is awareness. Now you're aware of your money personality, and you can use that awareness to help you make good choices throughout the future. Remember, if you're finding this interesting so far, go ahead and subscribe, press that red button down below, and then click the little alarm next to it. That way you can be alerted when I post the next video. Also, if you're getting value out of this, go ahead and press the like button. It raises us up on the search engine so more people can find this. So now that you've got this sense of awareness about your money personality and you know the choices that you're going to be making and you can predict them based on what you've done in your life and you've done your dream board, and if you haven't done that before, I'll put the video up here for you to look at and see later. I wanted to share mine with you first. If you haven't done the dream board, I wanted to let you know that this is not something you need to do that is going to be extravagant, but you do need to set those attainable goals that are written down that you can see concretely and get excited about. So here's mine. I know you probably expected a lot more from me, but that's okay. It has me starting out here in March 2020 moving through having a YouTube channel, investing that money so I can build my portfolio, moving on through learning different skills so I can accumulate my financial literacy through accounting, taxes, and law. It also has me with a goal of being a millionaire by the time I'm 40 and having $1 million portfolio. After that, I want to make sure that I'm somewhere in there, and this is where I need to be more concrete and do the SMART goals that we're going to do today. I want to be able to start a business, sell it for a profit, acquire more real estate, and then pay it back to everybody else with the knowledge that I learned, which is my most exciting part of all this. And then here's my big dream and my purpose at the end that we spent time thinking about last week. I want to be my own boss, and I want to be able to, and I'm sure you remember this, I want to be able to sit on that patio and visualize it and see it and drink my coffee over the river in the mornings. So I hope you've already made your dream board, but again, if you didn't, here's the video so you can do it now. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to make these SMART goals. So the SMART goals are awesome. It's actually an acronym, but what's really great again about writing them down is it makes them more likely to happen because they're concrete and you see it, but also it allows you to track their progress over time, which is something that absolutely will motivate you when the going gets hard, along with your dream. Remember that? The 5 components of a SMART goal are an acronym. S, it's specific. You know exactly what it is. M, measurable. Again, we talked about tracking that progress over time. You want to be able to see the growth toward that goal. A, agreed upon. Perhaps you're doing finances with someone else, a spouse, a parent, a sibling, a business partner. This needs to be something that you can work on together. If you disagree, you're not going to be able to make it to that goal. The R is for realistic. Is this something that you can actually do? My goal to be a millionaire by the time I'm 40 is totally attainable. The goal to be a millionaire by the time I'm 30, it's 2.5 years. I don't know if I can do that. And then T, timed. When you are doing these goals, you want to put a cap on them. So like I said, my goal is by the time I'm 40, you need to put a time limit on yours as well. So let's talk through an example. Maybe you have a goal that you are thinking of your dream, and somewhere in your dream, you wanted to be able to get a new car that's an SUV and it's gonna be able to hold all your kids in them. Super exciting. Well, let's make it a SMART goal. Specific. What kind of car is it that you want? Maybe you want a, what's the car that I liked? Oh yeah, the Toyota, or is it a Honda? Oh no, I said I wanted a BMW. Clearly I'm not a car person. I've got a Pontiac G6 that is falling apart. So you want a fancy SUV for your family, and you want a BMW. Oh no, you want the Lexus. I don't know, pick a car, not specific. You want a specific, oh my God, cars are not gonna be a good example for this. Okay, let's talk plants. Maybe you want to get a new Monstera deliciosa, which is my favorite plant, and I don't own one because they're really expensive. Well, it's specific because I have the certain type of plant that I want. M, measurable. How am I going to measure my progress towards this goal? Well, I know that a Monstera, if I get a full-grown one, is going to be like $150 to $400, depending on how large I get. I'm going to aim for the $150 one because I think I can handle that. So now I've got that it's SMART and it's measurable. Agreed upon. No one needs to agree on this with me. Luckily, my husband lets me get my plants as long as I'm financially responsible. But if you are aiming for a goal that is larger than a $150 goal, say, I don't know, getting out of debt, those are goals that you do need to agree upon with your partner if you have one. Realistic. Is this goal realistic? Is it realistic for me to be able to buy a plant? Of course. I don't know why it wouldn't be. And then timed. So I'm choosing 5 months for me to get this fancy plant. And the way I'm gonna do that is by working backwards. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that $150 and I'm going to divide it by those 5 months. And that's going to allow me to see how much money I need to save per month. Now, depending on the frequency of which you get paid, you may decide to break that up additionally. Maybe you get paid twice monthly, and so you'll want to divide that number by 2 because you get paid twice every month. Or maybe you get paid every week, but on average there's 4 weeks in a month. You would take that original number and divide it by 4 so that you could see how much money you need to save per week. Do you see what I'm doing here? This allows me to confirm that earlier prediction about whether or not it was going to be a realistic goal. And you'll be able to do this on your own with your debt, with your houses, with your cars, all those big dreams that you have for yourself. So what's nice about this SMART goals strategy is you don't only have to use it for things that you want to save up and buy, but you can also use it for paying off debt too. So take a second in your notebook that you wrote down your dream in, and or on a sticky note or on your foot, whatever you've got available. Write down some of your financial goals that you have for the future. Now you need to assess, how much money do I need to be able to do this? Is the next house I want going to be $1 million or $300,000 or $20,000? Maybe you're saving up for a down payment. You need to be able to articulate what the item is, how much you need saved up, and when you want it saved by. Once you have that information, you can easily divide it by the number of months that are set by your goal, and it might be years too, and you'll have to do a little more division. Remember, 12 months in a year. And go ahead and see, does that goal seem reasonable? And if it doesn't, there's two different things you can do when your goal doesn't seem reasonable. The first thing you can do is you can lower the amount. If you don't think that that amount is something feasible that you can get within that set amount of time, adjust it. The second thing you can do to make that goal more reasonable is extend the time. Instead of me getting my plant in 5 months, because I don't think that, $30 a month is going to be something that I can afford, maybe I want to do it over the course of 6, 7, or 8 months, which is going to make the amount that I put aside monthly something less and maybe make it more reasonable. The only trade-off of this is that it does take longer for you to achieve that specific goal. Whatever your financial goals are, I want to hear about them. Scroll down and type in your financial goals down below. Are you trying to buy a new house? Do you want a new camera? Do you need a new mattress because you're still sleeping on that thing from college and you know it's not good for your back? As always, if you've gotten any value out of this, go ahead and press that thumbs up so that we can get that feedback and keep making that content for you. So what have we talked about today? We started out talking about money personalities, and you use that information to help you understand your values and all that prior information that puts in your head how you treat your money today. And you're going to use that information to analyze and consider every time you go out into the world. And then the second thing we talked about was your SMART goals, and we connected them to your dreams. And I gave you the example of wanting to buy a new plant. Now, something I didn't tell you that's on my list of my dream goals is I would like to open a plant shop by the time I'm 50 years old, something as a hobby, something fun, brings me joy, makes me want to live, but I'm not going to do that until I have my finances in order. But this would allow me to obtain a rare and expensive plant, so why not? The last thing we're going to do is, once again, you've got some homework. You need to take that big dream of yours, the one we made last week, and you need to sit down and look at it and figure out what are the things that you truly want from that, and you need to create smart, actionable steps that are going to allow you to achieve that goal. And they may be smaller steps. You might not be able to do the millionaire one right away, but the first step toward becoming a millionaire might be paying off some of that student loan debt. You go through, analyze your plan, and create those SMART goals. Remember, SMART stands for specific, measurable, agreed upon, realistic, and timed. If you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter or on Instagram and send me pictures of your goals. Send me messages. Let me know. I want to grow with you through this process. And remember, we're doing all this so that we can live our best life possible without that stupid umbrella of shame that so many of us have over our heads. I'm so excited to see what you do with this. And hang around long enough, you might be able to see me get my plant in 6 months. Okay, guys, see you later. Bye. Oh yeah, one more thing. If you enjoyed learning about this information and thought it was valuable, give it that thumbs up. Remember, it literally makes us go higher on the search engine so that people other than the people on my Facebook group can find these videos. And if you want to see more of them and be alerted next week or the next time I post it, press that subscribe button down below. And when you click it, a little gray bell outline will appear. Click that too and you'll be alerted when you get the future videos. Okay, that's all. Thanks guys. Bye.